Hi and welcome everybody. I'm going to speak today about what I did to get a gourmet relationship and what you can do to have one too, if that is something that you want. So that's what I'm curious about as you're watching this today, to let me know if you do have a deep yearning to have the type of relationship where you feel met on all levels of your being, where unquestionably you are home when you're resting in that relationship. And this, before we get started, is chocolate. And I think it's really important to have a bite. Especially when talking about love. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to describe what gourmet relationship is right now. I'm going to tell you what it's not, because I want to have a look at yours and my beggar tendencies with love. And I'm going to tell you specifically what I did to have an epic relationship. I love my relationship, so I'm going to share all that in a moment. But first, let's actually address it. What do I mean by gourmet relationship? And the best way for me to describe that is to tell you what it's not. So here's how I see normal relationships. Here's how I see us conditioned to approach relationship. We talk about relationships as being, finding our better half, or, feeling complete with someone else. And so what I call that is the beggar's bowl. It's the beggar aspect of relationship. And so what we do with that is we have this assumption that we're not complete and that we need something to be complete and that someone else can give that to us. So we come into relationship with this beggar's bowl and go, please turn me on, please give me lots of orgasms, please make me feel safe, please this, please that, and we're begging for things in relationship. And the gourmet relationship is in opposite of that. So you have instead a full plate, and you've spent so much time growing and developing and deepening yourself that you have an abundance on this gourmet plate. It is so delicious to you that you are enjoying it. You're just eating it. Whatever is on your plate that you have provided for yourself, you are loving that. And you come to relationship with the free offering. You're like, look, I have this incredible gourmet plate. Would you like to eat any of this? And you don't bargain, and you don't beg, and you don't treat relationship as some kind of currency, but you do as a beggar. So I'm just really curious if you're listening to this, either now or as the replay, because I'll answer everything in the replay, if you have ever been a beggar in relationship, if you've ever approached relationship looking to be fulfilled, looking for your partner to give you certain things, and you can obviously and will experience that in the opposite, where your partner has the same kind of beggar mentality, okay? So I'm just curious if that's been true for you. Let me know. You can either write yes in the comments, send me a little heart or a like, anything like that, if you have ever been a beggar in relationship, okay? I want to know, because if we can start from being honest with ourselves about what we've done in relationship, then we can move into gourmet, okay? So I'm going to share what I did to cultivate gourmet. Would you like to know that? Okay, I'm going to imagine that you do, because I'm not seeing you, but I'm feeling like you're here with me. So I had to, at the time when I was learning what I know now, I was in relationship already, but it was not a gourmet relationship. I have to admit that. I have not had the greatest success in relationships over time. I've had a lot of failed relationships. But the one that I was in that I'm thinking of, I was actually married to this person. And it was very unsatisfying relationship in so many ways. And so what I did is I took that time to really go in and to cultivate myself and to give myself the things that I was yearning for. And I had the challenge of an unresponsive partner, a partner who just wasn't interested in the relationship. And so that challenge was a gift. And I used that gift to deeply cultivate myself. And I did that as a regular daily practice. Now, the way that life works, that relationship came to an end, kind of in a fairly rough way. But here's the deal. I was okay. I was okay because I had been doing this enriching gourmet plate kind of solo cultivation piece during that relationship. And so when that relationship ended, I got really clear that I wanted to be met on the level of which I had developed. My deep self-respect, my deep self-love, my deep enjoyment of my physicality and my sensuality and my body and my sexuality. So I wanted all that. I wanted to be met spiritually. I wanted to be met mentally. I wanted to have interesting conversations. And I was cultivating all that within myself. So I made that request. And then I actually called in the person that I'm with now. I've known this person, Saul is his name, for over 10 years. And we've been together as a romantic couple for just over 8 years. And it's been an amazing journey in so many ways. But what was really powerful about meeting him in the way that I met him is I initially met him purely as a friend with like fully platonic, no interest in him as a man. But what that gift gave me, because I was at the same time doing all this solo cultivation, and I met him and we were friends, and I got to really know him. Outside of him trying to impress me or me trying to impress him, in fact, we used to Skype together and I'd be covered in this oatmeal goop all over my face, like this oatmeal mask. And that's how I would talk to him. I'd show up that way. And so we were really real with each other. So when the opportunity came where we got to meet again in person and I was now a single person, I recognized him. Not like instantly, but there was a recognition that happened fairly quickly in that second time that I met him in person. And as we became lovers, it became uber clear to me that I had come home. He just felt like home. I already felt married to him, and we weren't, but I felt that way. Okay, so I don't know. I'm speaking as loud as I can, Court, but thank you. Hello. Is that better? Sorry if you're not hearing me. I'll speak up. Okay, so maybe that'll help. So back to meeting Saul. And so what was happening there is all the practice that I had done enabled me to recognize what was in front of me. And I just said yes to it. I surrendered to it, no matter how scary that was, because I was fresh out of a marriage and it hadn't ended well. So I wasn't that interested in committed relationship that quickly, but it became really clear. So, so that's what I want to share with you today is what I actually did to cultivate gourmet relationship with myself so that I could attract it. Because here's what I believe. Whatever and whomever is in your life right now is a vibrational match to you. So have a look. What is the quality of your friends right now? What is the quality of if you have a lover or a partner right now? What are the qualities that you surround yourself with right now? Because those are vibrational matches. And every time I do my deep inner work, it's called solo cultivation, and I shift something within me, my external world responds. Some friends will fall away, even relationships have ended, and then others come in. And so when I met Saul, I was at a vibrational space of gourmet. And that's how I recognized him and how he recognized me. But I never recognized him when I met him a few years before. Do you understand? So I had to become the woman that was a vibrational match to the type of relationship that I craved. So what kind of relationship do you crave? Are you interested in gourmet? Are you interested in being met on all levels of your being? Let me know. What are you interested in? Because if you're okay with mediocre, if you're okay with comfortable, if you're okay, well, I feel safe, I don't want to be single, even though I'm completely unfulfilled, then this is the wrong conversation. Okay, you shouldn't be here. But if you're actually wanting to feel deeply met sexually, deeply met sensually, deeply met in your heart, deeply met in your mind, in your essence, in your being, then you're definitely in the right place, because that's what Gourmet Relationship is about for me. Okay? So how did I do it? Right? That's what we're talking about today. How did I do it? I did it through a process of solo cultivation. That solo cultivation, some of that practice uses the jade egg. I know some of you have been following me and have been talking about that for quite a long time. In fact, I've been talking about it for 2 decades. So if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that part of my solo cultivation is the jade egg work. But it's not just the egg. So this is what I want to explain, the important part of becoming gourmet yourself, the important part of attracting and magnetizing that delicious, alive, connected, incredible relationship, and even an evolutionary one. Who here wants an evolutionary relationship that evolves as you evolve? Yes, that's dynamic, it's exciting, it's fresh, it's new. That's what I have. I have an evolutionary relationship. It's never the same. We are constantly in a state where we're both growing and blossoming and exploring and going through difficult things and then emerging with insights. And the relationship is evolutionary. So if you want that, this solo cultivation that I'm talking about, that I've practiced, is really, really important for that. Because when you use your egg in the right way, and by the right way, I mean in a holistic program that isn't just solely concentrated on your vagina, but is also inclusive of your beautiful heart and your essence as a woman. Okay, that practice is what creates gourmet relationship. Because here's what happens. As I practiced, I started to come into right relationship with myself. I started to see where I was bargaining for love, where I was giving away things in order to get something else. I was noticing where I was out of integrity with myself and just coming into right relationship. I didn't have to use shame. I didn't have to hurt myself or like make myself wrong. It was a gentle, kind exploration of finding that right relationship with me. So here's another belief that I have, a premise that I work by. The primary relationship of your life, what do you think that is? If you're watching this as a replay or you're here now, let me know, what do you think is the primary relationship of your life? What is it? Right? So primary relationship is the one with yourself. And this relationship will never go away. You came in with yourself, you're going to leave with yourself. Everything in between is changeable. But you and how you relate with yourself is your primary. And that has to be gourmet, because it is from this primary place that if you're expressing gourmet and feeling gourmet, then you will definitely magnetize that to you. Really important, okay? So solo cultivation, using like an ability and a way for you to heal and open your heart and make it available. And by available, I don't mean spewing your guts in the first 5 minutes of meeting someone. I mean making it available so that you can feel what you're genuinely feeling, that you're a little afraid, or that you're excited, or that you have some anger, or whatever is true in your heart. And you make it available to yourself first. And then you develop an impeccable relationship with yourself, where you deeply trust yourself, where you know you're going to make wise choices, choices that enhance your life, choices that bring in more joy and more beauty in your life. So you build that trust so that when you're relating and meeting with someone, you have the capacity to discern whether this is a life-giving engagement or a life-taking engagement. So that's all part of the solo cultivation. The other piece that's important in solo cultivation, because I hear this time and time again, there's so many women who are partnered right now who are miserable, who are partnered right now. If you're single and you really deeply want a partner, you can't imagine anything else but I want a partner, I want a partner, I want a partner. The truth is, you don't want any old partner. You want a very specific kind of partner. So what kind of partner do you want? Many women come to me and say, I want a tantric partner. I want a tantric lover. I'm like, I don't think you really want that. Because in those lineages, cultivation isn't necessarily about relating. It's about your spiritual advancement. And you may share with another in cultivation practices, but it's not super relational. So I think what women are really asking for is they want a conscious relationship. They want an evolutionary relationship. They want a dynamic, fulfilling, delicious, sexy, fun relationship. I don't know if that's true for you, but if it is, let me know, because otherwise I may be talking to the wrong people right now. So I'm going to go back to the solo cultivation. The other piece that's insanely important, especially right now, is that we are self-fulfilled sexually. And here's the reason why. If you come into a relationship with all these other things that are great, but sexually you're still a beggar, it's not going to be a gourmet relationship. You have got to know your body. You have got to master your desire, your sexuality, your yearning. You need to understand your pleasure so deeply that you can fulfill on your desire yourself, and that you can invite another being to share in that abundance with you. This is so important, and I believe wholeheartedly it's one of the reasons that my relationship is so incredible and evolutionary, is that we are both sovereign in our sexuality. We bring to the table a full plate. And how delicious is that? So solo cultivation is crucial to that. So how do we do that? As you know, right now, I'm advocating for people to join my Jade Egg Mastery course. This is a really important invitation, because there's a live version of it right now where I get to work with you live. You can ask me live questions, and we can curate the experience specifically for your needs. I don't do that any other time of the year. It's only happening right now, which is why I'm so excited to invite you to check it out, to see if this is right for you, if cultivating yourself in a really deep way, where you fill that gourmet plate and you have a profound offering to give another. If that means something to you, then join me, because this training is epic. And there is an actual bonus where we look at taking all this solo cultivation and bridging it into relationship. It's called Gourmet Relationships. Basically, cultivating gourmet relationships is part of that. The other amazing thing is right now what I'm doing with this training is I'm giving away free tickets to an in-person training with me. And so you might want to check this out now, because I'm not going to keep giving away free tickets. I'm only offering it right now if you join the live program. So I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on Gourmet Relationship. If you've ever been a beggar, if you watch beggar relationships around you, if the idea of coming home to yourself and having right relationship makes sense. Maybe you're confused, like, how do I exactly do that? Ask me these questions, because I'm going to read all the comments and I'm going to answer. And I love these discussions. I love these dialogues where we go back and forth and continue post me posting this video. I deeply respect you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for considering the option of really truly that you are gourmet, and that you deserve gourmet, and that you want to understand the art and some of the science, actually, the art and the science of having gourmet relationships, cultivating gourmet relationships, and actually being able to receive and deeply enjoy gourmet relationships. So thank you for your time. Please leave me a comment with anything that you received in this video as an aha, or as a little inspiration, something you'll carry forth in your day, in your weeks, or into your relationships. I would love to know what that is. Great. So I'm going to leave the link for you to join my live training, which is starting this weekend, up in the description of this video. So I'll leave that link, jadeeggmastery.com. I hope to see you there. I adore you. And again, leave me your comments and we'll talk soon. Bye, everybody. Have a really epic, delicious, amazing day. And pay attention. Are you bargaining for love and friendship, or are you really coming to it as a gourmet